Imagine a world where the line between life and death blurs, where the dead walk among us hungry for human flesh. What if, suddenly, you found yourself in the middle of a zombie apocalypse? Sounds terrifying, doesn't it? But don't worry. Today, we'll explore essential tips and amazing gadgets that can ensure your survival in this terrifying scenario. Are you ready to discover how to escape the undead and protect those you love? Let's dive into this survival journey right now. In 1968, the world witnessed the release of the first movie featuring the undead. The film was called Night of the Living Dead, and it marked the beginning of an era in which zombies became extremely popular. Nowadays, almost everyone, even toddlers just starting to walk and talk, knows what a zombie is. They are present in movies, TV shows, video games, and even comic books about people trying to survive a zombie apocalypse. There are countless universes filled with these frightening creatures that vary in type, speed, and intelligence. But they all have something in common. They're deadly, and the people facing them must do whatever it takes to survive. Today, we'll talk about things that would help you survive a zombie apocalypse. Let's go. First, the treadmill for stairs. Despite their lack of intelligence, zombies still possess some basic human skills. For instance, they can easily climb stairs, and some can even unlock doors. So you won't have time to even say "oh" before your house is swarmed by hordes of terrifying, hungry creatures. You could hide behind a locked door, of course, but the second floor or the attic is a better place to hide. There's more space there than in a closed room, and there's less chance of knocking something over that makes a loud noise, alerting the zombies. Yes, zombies can climb stairs, but here's a clever solution. Install a treadmill at the top of the stairs. Even a human would have to put in a lot of effort to climb it. A clumsy zombie won't be able to handle such an obstacle. Sure, eventually the undead might find a way around it, but by then, you'll be long gone from the house. Instead of using the door, you might have to use a window, but hey, you do what you need to survive. Now, let's talk about a survival capsule. If you're unlucky enough and your world turns into something straight out of a zombie movie, remember that the safest place is one surrounded by water. In most cases, zombies can't swim. Even if they can, they're not smart enough to figure out where you are. Unfortunately, not all of us have a yacht to quickly sail away from land. Few people have boats, and even if they do, the living conditions inside them aren't always great. So, here's a different solution. A survival capsule, like the one we're showing you now. It is large enough to fit 2 to 5 people, with sufficient space for food and water supplies to last for 5 days. Yes, 5 days may not seem like a long time, but it's up to you to decide whether you'd rather spend 5 days in guaranteed safety or 5 days in constant fear that a zombie could devour you at any moment. Maybe you'll get lucky, and within those 5 days the military will handle the zombies, bringing the world back to its almost normal state. If not, you'll have to venture out eventually to find more supplies. If you live far from rivers, lakes, or other bodies of open water, a survival capsule might not be the best choice. In that case, a smart move would be to build a shelter right under your bed. These shelters are designed to protect against tornadoes and other natural disasters. But why not adapt them for your special needs? Inside, you can store food and water supplies. The bed is made of durable materials, and even if something weighing up to 725 kilograms, 1,600 pounds, falls on it, it won't be damaged. So, whether there's a giant zombie nearby or a whole horde decides to attack your shelter at once, you won't need to worry about your safety. Now, let's talk about an aerial camera. Some of you might wonder why we're only showing safety measures for your home. After all, a house during a zombie apocalypse quickly stops being a safe place. When you run out of food, there's nothing left to do but become an eternal nomad. Don't worry though, the inventions on our list will be useful for different survival tactics. This one, for example, will be especially helpful for those who decide to escape civilization and settle in the wilderness. Living in a tent is somewhat comfortable, but there's a problem. Any zombie could crawl in and eat you while you sleep. With this tent, however, you'll be safe and secure. You'll sleep on the roof of your own car, and as far as we know, zombies can't climb to such heights. This tent will also be helpful if zombies suddenly appear out of nowhere. You can hide inside and wait until they leave, or grab a weapon and deal with the undead from the safety of the roof. Body protection is another important aspect. In mainstream culture, there's a stereotype that zombies are only interested in brains. However, some movies and series show that the undead also don't mind eating other parts of the human body. Since we don't know what kind of monsters we might face in a zombie apocalypse, it's best to be extra cautious. If humanity is ever threatened by the undead, getting protective clothing is a smart move. This gear can withstand blows from sharp or blunt objects, as well as needle punctures. That means a zombie could break all its teeth, but it wouldn't be able to bite through a layer of armor. Regarding transportation, during a zombie apocalypse, the ways to travel long distances are quite limited. You could use horses, but they are vulnerable. You could use cars, but they require fuel, which won't be easy to come by. In the first few years, finding gasoline might not be an issue if you try hard enough, but driving a regular car can still be very difficult. That's why we recommend considering these monster cars. Get a vehicle like this, and no zombie will be able to reach you. You won't be surrounded or trapped by them. These cars come equipped with metal spikes, embedded saws, battering rams, roof-mounted flamethrowers, and other deadly gadgets that will come in handy during a zombie apocalypse. Most importantly, make sure to install really good windshield wipers. Something tells us you're going to need them. If you're someone who doesn't settle for the easiest solutions, the cars we've shown might not be enough for you. Some of them are small, and frankly, don't seem 100% reliable. So, we have something else for you. Meet the BVS-10 Beowulf, an all-terrain armored vehicle that is the very definition of reliability. This vehicle was designed for military needs and will help you survive even the most dangerous zombie apocalypse. You can quickly escape from an infected city, live in it, and travel the world in search of a completely safe place. There's enough room inside for your entire family, even if it's large. This all-terrain vehicle can fit up to 13 people. Its massive wheels won't get stuck in snow, mud, or sand. Whether in temperatures below or above 40 degrees Celsius, it will still be comfortable inside. So, you could head for the desert, the tropics, or even Antarctica, and wait out the apocalypse in safety. Lastly, let's talk about an underground bunker. Unfortunately, this invention will only help you survive if you prepare it in advance, as it takes quite a bit of time to arrange a proper underground bunker. When working on a bunker, you'll likely encounter plenty of challenges. Anyone deciding to build a bunker in their backyard will inevitably get judgmental looks from the neighbors. Just ignore them. If a zombie apocalypse happens, you'll have a bunker, and they won't. So who will be judging who then? A bunker may be the safest way to survive any disaster. Inside, you can furnish it for comfortable living, stock it with food and water supplies, install power generators, and any other necessary equipment. No disaster will scare you. But don't forget to invite friends, or at least family members. Being alone in an isolated space, even with full security, can decrease your chances of survival. Finally, let's talk about window and door protection. If you don't want to leave your beloved home, you must ensure its safety. Sooner or later, doors and windows will break under the pressure of the undead. Windows and doors protected by special grills will hold strong. They can withstand the impact of a baseball bat, an axe, or a knife. A gunshot will leave a mark on the surface, but neither a zombie nor an attacker can tear through the mesh, even if there's a bullet hole. These security measures need to be taken in advance, but at least your neighbors won't think you're strange. From the outside, it'll just look like you're concerned about the safety of your property and family. Being prepared for extreme scenarios like a zombie apocalypse doesn't have to compromise the appearance of your home. Even in peaceful times, having a good security system ensures that you're ready for any unexpected situation.